So I'm back, but let's get it popping again. For the boys. For the boys. For the boys. I'm gonna watch some YouTube since I can't watch copyrighted stuff when I'm streaming because the audio get flagged. So, uh oh, did something come? Oh, I gotta read. Okay, all right. Put something on, and this is Ask Me Anything. I've been doing mostly Ask Me Anything for the past 4 weeks, so I probably will revert back to doing subjects. I just got burned out from doing it because, for like 2 years, most of my live streams, I tried to steer towards a specific topic, and either I couldn't get people to stay on topic or people weren't showing up at all. Sometimes the topics were selected by people in my audience. So, and they didn't show up for it. So that's why, I was ready to just wave the flag and give up. And I realized I could do a better job at this content, but I'm not going to put money in where there's no audience. I realized I could do the field the dream sort of thing where if you build it, they will come. Yeah, but I can't remember on Field of Dreams or not if he had to drop a bag to do so. I'm not. And I'd rather partner with someone and let them drop the bag and I just produce the content. But dropping a bag to find the audience, that's not in the stars for me right now. Although I'm pretty sure that would help. Although that still it would still be a gamble. Would still be a gamble. What's up, Tish? What's up, Cindy? Um, hmm. Looking at what to watch. Uh, hmm. Seinfeld. Yeah, can't go wrong.
Hey, guys. Hey, Alec. Hey, Alec. This is Joey. Hey, Joey, how you doing? Hey, listen. I was wondering if either one of you guys would be interested in doing some work for the Big Brother program. I'm kind of running the local chapter. What do you say, George? Well,
Wouldn't you want to be a big brother to someone like me?
well, sure, Joey, sure. I'd be thrilled. That's great,
What's
George.
up, Packers
I'll get in touch
fan?
with you.
Wouldn't you like to be a big
Yeah,
brother?
all right, Joey. That's enough. Let's go. See you.
Wait, what's up, Sharky?
What can I do?
Someone
Did you see the mug I left?
finally someone said something to me.
Wouldn't you like to pass the
I'm
ketchup to
usually
someone like
polite
me?
unless people come in here
Once they move where they do the interview on Jeopardy
being
now.
wild or
Yeah, it used to
whatever.
be right in the middle of Single Jeopardy. Now they do it right after Single Jeopardy. Yeah, it's much better, isn't it?
Or I'm already concentrating on doing
Hey,
something
next
else,
time the
and
books will
then
get you
like
past one of those
usually I
Ken
won't
Jacobs dictionaries.
respond to stuff unless it's a super chat.
What? Your parents are going to Paris, right? Yeah. So I tell Alec that I have to go to Paris for an undetermined amount of time. Then all I have to do is buy some postcards and have your parents mail them from Paris. What about little Joey? Who? I think he's probably better off. Anyway, it's kind of a fluke thing, but I'll be leaving for Paris in 2 days. I will send you a postcard when I get there. Paris, huh? Yeah. I feel terrible about Joey, but it's a great business opportunity. I don't even know how long I'm going to be away from. Where will you stay? An apartment complex. The Eiffel Towers. Like I said, you'll be getting a postcard in a few days. And again, I'm sorry.
George, you have no idea how fantastic this is.
Fantastic?
Yeah. We've been trying to reunite Joey with his father, who lives in Paris.
What?
But he's afraid to fly alone. You know, he's kind of withdrawn. But he seems to take to you. So it's a perfect
All right, let me close my door here.
And you'll send me a postcard.
You want the ticket?
Yes.
You're gonna
It's
take
storm
the
outside,
ticket.
so the temperature's gone down, so it feels a little better
I go on the
than it normally
Hall of
does.
Fame. I mail my own postcards.
You know, I'm paying for these tickets.
So, I got lunch.
What's up, 1987?
Oh, you should have gone to the Costanzas for dinner. The paella was magnificent. Have you ever had really good paella? Not real. Oh, it's an orgiastic feast for the senses. It's a festival of sights, sounds, and colors, and...
Hey, you sure we're at the right carousel? This is it.
So how much we gonna make?
Take it easy. I've been through a million of these negotiations.
2,000, 3,000?
That's giving it away. This is a one-of-a-kind item.
More than 3,000?
I wasn't hungry, I was full, but now I feel like,
Say, Dad, isn't that one of yours?
I feel like fixing a hot dog or two.
Bonjour. Welcome to the Gateway to Paris charter flight.
Isn't that your charter group?
I'm doing fine.
These are the values that I was.
1987.
The most important thing, Joey, is to be able to look yourself in the mirror before you go to sleep at night.
Hey, I got news for you, boys. There's no way you're staying with us in Paris.
Got my remote back. Yeah.
Black American. Where you from? Dimki, what I'm really from.
Well, what do you mean Black American, African American?
Black American. Black American people that were born Tennessee. Black American that were born in the United States. Their parents.
In the United States. In the United States.
That's why I ain't gonna lie, like, I hate when people be like, oh, you're lucky and stuff like that. Oh, I hate when people gripe and be like, oh, like, especially like, I feel like Americans, because I mean, we in America, so Americans have lines and lines and lines and lines of family here, and they complaining. I'd be like, bro, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Right. I ain't never met my. Y'all sat there and kept fucking up. Each generation, y'all just keep fucking up. Yeah. And don't.
So this is what they really think about us. You see what I mean? I'm saying. And you like, so it's not just one person. You can say, oh no, it's just one person that calls y'all dirty Black America. One of them.
Oh, it's pouring down right now. What's up, Shade?
And they gonna send you back to Haiti, sir. I'm glad you announced I'm always a Haitian. In other words, I've never tried to say I'm black. I've never tried to assimilate and be Black American. No. I'm Haitian. Okay. Somebody type TPS in the chat room.
All right.
I was always a Haitian. A Jamaican was always a Jamaican. They were never a black Jamaican. You know? So 2014, when I moved to America to go to school, this is when I filled out a form and it says race. I didn't even know the word race had two different meanings until then. So I said race, it says black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian. And I told the lady, I said, I'm from Haiti. I'm Haitian.
Yeah, you look Haitian, big monkey looking ass nigga.
Fights paid 2 ways for 8 hours of relief. Advil, that's real strength.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get your...
Okay. So here's the thing. That's something you should have learned before you got here. And I'm sure there's black people that tried to educate you on that. But the bottom line is, folks, it's not just a one-off. All right. So again, when you say all that sort of stuff, okay, when you're disrespectful like that and you say those things like that, and then, you know, following week, right, you find out, because that's a lot of arrogance. You come into another person's country and you speaking ill on an indigenous group, and now we're supposed to feel sorry for you. You see? And so you got all online. Let's listen to this, because there's some this going on too.
Like, y'all finna see me cry on this dumbass after the first time. No one fucking, like, not being born in the fucking U.S. is so fucking hard. Like, this
Oh, what's
is
up, Eric?
so hard.
Man, it's been a long time. What's going on?
Like an alien for everything. I get it. I'm fucking cool. I'm a fucking alien for pro. I can't
Maybe you are an illegal alien. That's why they call it that. You are literally illegal alien. That's the word for it.
It's been a minute, right?
And I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you.
Probably because I don't get on as late anymore.
And you don't have your paperwork.
I'm usually off by like 8-ish, 8:30 at the latest. Remember, I kept saying I was going to do that, but I never could. I kept going over that time. But I've been pretty good with it so far. Like the latest I've been on here is 8:30. That's the latest. But usually it's I would get off by like 8 p.m.
And nobody is saying it's fun.
Family stuff, but it's all good. Okay.
You want sympathy.
How are things?
Okay.
Everything's cool. I'm just trying to make some moves. I plan on making a pivot one of these days to change up how I'm doing the content, where I'm going to focus on like long form videos and not so much the live streams anymore. It'll be just mostly long form videos as well as shorts, but I'm probably going to pivot away from the live streams because I think I've kind of hit my asymptote, or to not use big words. I think I've met a point of diminishing returns with the live streams. I could be wrong, but it seems I can't grow beyond where I'm at with the live streams. I'm going to have to pivot to like making some long form video content, but that will come with some better editing tools. So are you on the East Coast too? Yeah. Humid, hot, bad air because of the Canadian wildfires, East Coast.
I'm Haitian in the chat room. So the question is, now, what are we supposed to do with that? Now, I know you're not crying to everybody. Okay, I know you're not crying.
Still kind of stuff, but I'm thinking of being a glutton and making something.
Black and white country.
Appreciate the subscription, this sub, Sharky. Sharky always. Eric says, all right, that's cool. I know shorts get a lot of traction. They can, but with the shorts, again, you have to put like some editing into it. The way I was doing it was very just hold the cell phone to my face type stuff, and people expect a little bit more than that when it comes to the shorts, because with the shorts there's so much to compete with on YouTube. Then even outside of YouTube, there's like the short form content that comes out of TikTok and Snapchat and IG Reels.
Again, remember when I told you all earlier, this is a black and white country. And when I say black and white, I mean foundation black and
Eric says, yeah, I'm in Cali, so by the time you're off, I'm just getting back from work and heading to training. Yeah, I mean, I figure that because it's like
and we know the difference.
3
okay. Now we as Black Americans,
3 hour, 3-hour time difference.
We're not black people. That was a mistake. And so
because yeah, I'm settling in by like 9 p.m. and that's going to be only like what 6 p.m. for you. So Sharky says, can you stream tomorrow? I probably will.
You don't think all this land we own and all these lawyers we have and all these law schools and all this heritage and politicians and all our military, I think the military is 13% black. You don't think that we have power and influence? We don't have to be a large minority, but we are entirely one of the greatest influences on the American ethos, and the American public, and how it operates. And so you made a mistake. You made a mistake by undervaluing and playing as if you don't understand who has a major influence in this country. But I'm gonna let this gentleman.
No, I've steered away from topics for the past 5 weeks. Matter of fact, like 2 months ago, I almost just said I was gonna stop together. Because like if the participation was so grotesquely low, like 1 or 2 people, it didn't make any point of coming up with topics to not have anyone to discuss them with. So I haven't done topics in at least 5 weeks.
Part of the Anglosphere. He means Britain, Ireland, Scotland.
So like I said, once I have like an audience, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing topics, but it was like annoying to like come up with like actual topics, hoping that people will actually discuss them with me, just to have no one even show up for them. So it was like pointless.
What about the Native Americans? Then you're right. The territory that this country was founded on, it was occupied by those people. But as far as these United States and the Constitution,
Favorite food?
the contract that binds these states together, it is an.
I guess General Soul Chicken.
I'm not saying it. And in that are foundational Black Americans. So this is the philosophy that you're dealing with, and this is why you're getting treated like you're getting treated. Don't be angry with me. I'm just pointing it out. I'm just here answering questions. Let's keep listening.
To an American than I am to an Indian or a Chinese guy. But I wouldn't have that same level of, I guess, foreign alien when I saw a Black American. Because I know that Black Americans more American than me. And, you know, third world refugees.
We sure are.
And that's why they punch down so heavy. Well, they think they're punching down, but they're not really, because Black Americans are godfathered into Americanness the same way that they can only hope to be. But it's not going to happen.
No, I didn't see the Supergirl movie. I wasn't even planning on seeing it. It looked as bad as it turned out to be. I was not spending money on a bad. This is what causes superhero film fatigue, because they keep releasing shitty ass movies. No one wants to see some woke version of Supergirl trying to like. That's not her personality. You know, being an intergalactic drunk slut. Like, why did they make that her personality? That she's an intergalactic drunk slut. That didn't make any sense. The only movie I was going to see Masters of the Universe, but I just watched it on my Fire Stick and on my Fire Stick instead, because I didn't trust whether it was going to be good or not. The only movie I'm seeing this summer in the theater is Spider-Man. That's going to be the only movie worth spending money to go see this summer. Like, movies haven't been that great, so usually like every summer there might be one good movie to see. So, you know, last year it was like Superman and Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was better, but it didn't do well. Then the year before that was Deadpool, Wolverine.
J.A.C, which is the same body that accredits Stanford and UCLA. So you don't have to really.
The year before that was
degree that doesn't have anything. Why does this new system work? And when we're talking about higher education, most universities get kind of their prestige by the number of people that they limit coming into their organizations, rather than the other way around, where if we want to be able to educate people, we need to give them access. So the University of the People has small online classrooms, instructors.
But yeah, it's literally been only like one movie per summer that I was like invested in going to see.
You keep your job and your income, and you moving forward, and you don't have to.
He said that movie really flopped. Yeah, it did, because it was whack. They turned her into a drunk slut.
Getting a degree, getting a certificate, but you're not wanting to pay.
The movie resembled too much Guardians of the Galaxy, because James Gunn is a one-trick pony. Like, nah, I wasn't remotely going to see that. Plus, they're just starting a new cinematic universe. Why start it off with a derivative character who's like a, at best, a third stringer? They should have like after Superman, the next pivot should have been Batman or Wonder Woman. I get why they couldn't do Batman because uh, the Batman sequel was still in production by Matt Reeves. So, but damn, it's storming hard out there. We don't watch that.
The universe is slowing down. It's not so.
Oops.
Welcome to Smart Girl Philippines.
How was He-Man? I might watch it tonight. It's good. It's not perfect, or it's good. Especially if you grew up a fan of the original cartoon as a kid. I did. If a person wasn't a strong fan of the original movie, they're probably not gonna like this. Or they might like it, but not that much. It's definitely for like the people who were like hardcore fans as kids, like I was. Like I loved it ever since I was like 5 years old. And I remember when I turned 6, I had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and that's when I got my first He-Man toy, which was him. It was He-Man in a flying vehicle called, I think, the Wind Raider or something. Um, my biggest critiques of the movie is that some parts of the movie looks like it's just in front of a green screen. Um, He-Man is more humorous. Um, what else? Uh, like I said, it can look a little gr- green screenish at times.
DC has been.
And there's minor changes to the canon. Um, Sharky says I'm seeing a Spider-Man 4 tomorrow. That's cool. Or today for the time some
Spider-Man brand new day reviews.
for the time some you were in.
Reviews, if they've been honest.
As far as I know, this The movie
Why
comes
are they
out
not supporting?
Thursday, but no. It comes out
Why are
July
they not
31st,
supporting?
which is Friday, which means that, there'll probably be some
Sometimes it
people
feels
going Thursday night instead. Maybe some Wednesday, but definitely not today. No one's seeing it today unless you had a early press release of the film. People are not seeing it today because it comes out July 31st. So I'm pretty sure the earliest you might see it is tomorrow, and even then I'm not sure because it comes out Friday, July 31st. So for most people, the earliest they'll probably be able to see it is Thursday evening.
I don't.
Spider-Man, brand new day reviews are out, and they're like the Odyssey review.
So the Q. Oh, thank you. With how people gravitated to Mr. Terrific, they should capitalize on him, a movie or TV show. Actually, they were supposed to do a. They were talking of doing a spinoff of Mr. Terrific, but again, I think it's a mistake to and just like with Supergirl and Peacemaker, um, and the Creature Commandos, it's a mistake to concentrate on the beginning of the cinematic universe, the DCU, to concentrate on minor characters because people are not going to go to, people are not going to, movies cost too much nowadays. No one's going to the theater to see a minor character get his own film. That's it's a waste of money to make a, a full length feature film based on a minor character. I love Mr. Terrific, and he's even led the Justice League, but he's not a first string. He's not a first string DC superhero. The first string DC superheroes: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and then um, you know, right behind them, it's like the Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman. Those are your heavy hitters. If you're not doing a movie about them as your cinematic universe is starting for DC Comics um, on film, then you're starting off the wrong way. Doing a movie on Supergirl doesn't make sense. Doing a movie on Clayface doesn't make sense. Doing a show doing a show on the Lanterns makes sense. That probably could have been a film, but making that makes sense. Although I think it's going to suck because it looks like they're trying to make it similar to the HBO Max show, True, what's it called? True Detective or whatever. Um, then, like I said, Creature Commandos. No one cared about that. Peacemaker was a disappointment. No one cared about that. Um, like I said, it should just start off with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and the Flash. Those are your heavy hitters. And then once you do them, then you can go to the the secondary heroes like Mr. Terrific, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Cyborg, uh, 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 what's the name? Gold something or Fire? What's the name? Firestarter, whatever. Like basically all of those folks. You can go to your second string of superheroes. The ones that's not exactly at the bottom, but not exactly at the top.
AI is
And then the ones at the bottom, the third stringers, don't deserve their own movie at all. They can be like do cameos in other people's movies or star in TV shows, but not full length feature films. James Gunn is making silly decisions. Saying I was hoping to get a Green Lantern movie, but I do plan on watching the show.
Yeah.
I like the last trailer they released for it is a little bit better than the first two, but it's still looking kind of janky to me because they have Hal Jordan and John Stewart sharing the ring. That's not how it works. They're basically one becomes the protege of the other. That's not how the lantern rings work. On top of that, it's already been sorry, I'm about to spoil this. It's already been revealed by leakers that Hal Jordan is going to die in the first episode, which is crazy. And John Stewart's personality in the trailers doesn't mirror how he is at all. Like he wasn't envious of like Jordan or like yeah. I don't like how they set up the Green Lanterns TV show. but I will check out the pilot episode. I will check out the pilot episode, but I'm not planning on making a habit of watching the lanterns because the pilot episode is going to have to be really good for me to stick with watching the new series. It's definitely going to have to wow me. Mm. 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 I have to turn something on. On. I was gonna watch something and I forgot. Oh, I'm streaming. I can't watch copyrighted stuff while I'm streaming. Let me watch this best of Captain Kirk though. 60th anniversary of Star Trek, and they don't have anything planned, which is crazy. This is my dad, got my brothers, and I He-Man swords for Christmas one year, and they didn't even last a day. We beat the brakes out of each other with those things and broke them.
That's my name.
Yeah, because they were of the same like consistency as those little swords you got from the circus, the old Barnum and Bailey circus. Remember they used to sell those little toy light up swords. The 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 cheap plastic that was like the same cheap plastic they used for those He-Man swords.
What's it say? Break.
But you can't really love him. You haven't the slightest knowledge of love, the total union of two people. You are the companion, he is the man. You are two different things. You can't join. You can't love.
Captain Kirk's best moments.
Enterprise. Enterprise, can you hear me?
Touche, Captain, touche. I must confess you scored first. But after all, I never played this game before. And now let's have at it again.
Thank you for the super gifts, Carla.
Enterprise. Enterprise.
Ha! Tally-ho! You made a noble fight of it, Captain.
Remember, Trelane, you promised to let my ship go.
Yes, but this is such sport. I must fetch all the others back to play. So this is victory. It has a sweet taste. Down, Captain. On your knees.
You haven't won, Trelane.
I have. I could run you through.
But you haven't won anything.
On your knees, Captain.
No! Does it still taste as sweet?
I order you. You've been beaten.
Well, I'm not defeated.
I order you. I order you. You broke it. You broke my sword.
You've got a lot to learn about winning, Trelane.
You dare to defy me.
In fact, you've got a lot to learn about everything, haven't you?
I'll fix you for that. You cheated. You haven't played the game right. I'll show you.
Trelane.
No. No. You said I could have this planet for my very own.
This has gone far enough.
But you always stop me when I'm having fun.
You're disobedient and cruel. We've told you before.
Time to come in now, Trelane.
But I don't want to come in, and I won't. I'm a general, and I won't listen to you.
Enough, Trelane. Come along.
But why? I didn't do anything wrong. I was just playing.
We said, come along.
But I haven't finished studying my predators yet.
This is not studying them.
If you cannot take proper care of your pets, you cannot have them at all.
But I was winning. I was winning.
They're beings, Trelane. They have spirit. They're superior.
No. No, you saw.
You'll grow up, Trelane. You'll understand. Now come along.
Oh, but you said I could. You promised. I never have any fun.
Stop that nonsense at once, or you'll not be permitted to make any more planets.
Oh, but you saw.
yourself and your companions have been disturbed.
Who are you? Who is Trelane?
You must forgive our child. The fault is ours for indulging him too much. He will be punished.
We would not have let him intercept you had we realized your vulnerability.
Forgive us, Captain. We will maintain your life support conditions while you return to your ship. Please accept our apologies.
So you're the terrible thing, the murdering monster, the creature.
Yes, Captain. Or he is. Depends on your point of view, doesn't it? It's ready, Captain. If we can force him into the corridor, while I'm waiting for it, we can put an end to this. If he comes through at a time of his own choosing, and breaks into this universe, find me.
I understand. What do you want me to do?
Find him. Force him through his threshold, while I'm waiting for it, into the corridor.
You know, the funny thing about Star Trek
And I'll hold him there.
is that they meet up with the wildest things while exploring the galaxy. Mind you, they don't.
I destroyed his
They
ship.
do end up in other parts of the universe,
And your door will be
but their mission, their 5-year mission, is to explore a specific quadrant of the galaxy. Not even the entire galaxy, a quadrant.
at each other's throats throughout time.
Because that's realistically how freaking vast the Milky Way galaxy is. But it's funny that they come across so many cosmic level beings just exploring our small sector of the galaxy. Meanwhile, if they never left Earth, they would have never came across any of this stuff. So it seemed like the world could have stayed in like just blissful ignorance of the larger goings on in the galaxy, not to mention the universe, which maybe would be for humans' detriment in the long term, but in the short term it kept us safe. So I don't know. Two red shirts, one of them or both of them are gonna die.
Take these crystals to the Enterprise. I must destroy that ship completely.
What of Lazarus?
And what of Lazarus?
Activate phaser banks. Phaser banks activated. Satellite fire.
I had to say this for my favorites. As long as they only using the William Shatner version of Kurt, if they use that Kurtzman version,
All right, Mr. Leslie, let's get out of here. Ahead, walk back to what?
What one, sir?
Everything's all right, Mr. Spock, for us.
There is, of course, no escape for them, sir.
There is, of course, no escape. How would it be? Trapped forever with a raging madman at your throat. until time itself came to a stop. For eternity. How would it be?
Captain, the universe is saved. For you and me. But what of Lazarus? What of Lazarus?
Companion, you love the man.
Do not understand.
Is he important to you? More important than ever. Is he? As though he were a part of you.
He is part of me. The man must continue.
He will not continue. He will cease to exist. By your feeling for him, you are condemning him to an existence he will find unbearable. He will cease to exist.
He does not age. He remains forever.
You speak of his body. I speak of his spirit. Companion, inside the shelter, a female of our species is dying. She will not continue. That is what will happen to the man. Unless you release all of us.
I do not understand.
Our species can only survive if we have obstacles to overcome. You take away all obstacles. Without them to strengthen us, we will weaken and die. You regard the man only as a toy. You amuse yourself with him.
You are wrong. The man is the center of all things. I care for him.
But you can't really love him. You haven't the slightest knowledge of love, the total union of two people. You are the companion, he is the man. You are two different things. You can't join. You can't love. You may keep him here forever. But you will always be separate. Apart from him.
L'Oreal Paris Infallible Setting Spray. Stay set through sweat.
Shop now. Always running out of liquid detergent? That's why I switched to Tide Power Pods. They're formulated to tackle the toughest stains and odors. Tide ingredients are concentrated for a powerful all-in-one clean. Skip those costly pre-treaters. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
Anyway, safe drivers save money with Snapshot since they're not stuck paying for bad drivers' mistakes.
Hang on, I love this part. Have you seen the dancing parakeet? Oh, I'll send it to you.
Dennis, green light, let's go.
Dennis, it's so funny. And the light's red.
Well, don't you look pretty as a picture? Thank you. Mother. I was worried to make you look gawky. But no. Praise be his mercy for not making me look too gawky. I'm an irritant to Paula. She wants me married and gone.
Try to convince her of the hopelessness of love sometimes expresses itself in sacrifice. Maybe she loved him. She let him go.
Sargon and I exchange as we pass each other. For an instant, we were one. I know
corks you into a bottle.
I'm afraid that I must agree with Dr. McCoy. You could be suffering from a form of a false euphoria.
Simon. I understand, my son. Go to your vessel. All who are involved must agree to this. After all these centuries, we can wait a few more hours.
What if we should decide against you?
Then you may go as freely as you came.
We're going to what?
After this, I'm gonna play something for Eric if Eric is still here, talking about Supergirl flopping. But yeah, I wasn't remotely even thinking of going to go see that. Even back last year when she did a cameo on Superman, I'm like, this is the direction they taking Kara Zor-El. That's not a good look. And it turned out not to be a good look. The shit flopped.
Once inside their mechanical bodies,
Bad.
they can leave this planet, travel back with us. With their knowledge, mankind could leap ahead 10,000 years.
Bones, they'll show us medical advances, miracles you never dreamed possible. Scotty, engineering advances, vessels this size, with engines the size of walnuts.
Oh, you're joking.
No, he's not.
They're giants and we're insects beside them. They could destroy us without meaning to. And all he wants is the body of our captain. And our second in command, too. Coincidence.
They selected us as the most compatible body.
What's your attitude on that, Doctor?
Well, if we all agree, I'm willing to host the Lace's mine. I'm a scientist. The opportunity is an extraordinary one for experimentation, observation.
A starship engine the size of a walnut? That's impossible. But I don't suppose there'd be any harm in looking over diagrams on it.
Well, you could stop all this by saying no. That's why I called you all here together.
We'll all be deeply involved. It must be unanimous.
Then I'll still want one question answered to my satisfaction. Why? Not a list of possible miracles, but a simple, basic, understandable why. It overrides all nature. Let's not kid ourselves that there is no potential danger in this.
I haven't seen all the seasons of the original series of Star Trek yet. So some of these are probably going to be from episodes I haven't seen. So I've only seen the entire first season, and I'm still working on the second season. There's only 3 seasons, even though it's supposed to be 5. They canceled it, but then when they made Star Trek, the animated series, they continued with the original series, all the original actors, and I think it was supposed to be largely continuous with this show. I have to look that up. And I first remember watching it on Nickelodeon.
Because Dr. McCoy is right in pointing out the enormous danger potential in any contact with life and intelligence as fantastically advanced as this. But I must point out that the possibility, the potential for knowledge and advancement is equally great. Risk is our business. That's what the starship is all about. That's why we're aboard her. You may descend without do I hear a negative vote? Destruct sequence 1, code 1, 1A.
Voice and code 1A, verified and correct. Sequence 1 complete.
Oh, what's up, Robert? Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I think a lot of folks I haven't connected with in a while just because I stream earlier than I used to do so 6 months ago, where I was up to like 9, 10, 11 p.m. It was times I was up even much later than that, and I cut all of that to a head really locked once I really locked in with my 4:30 workouts, my 4:30 a.m. workouts. Once I really locked in with that, staying up to like 9 p.m. streaming was done. Like I haven't gone later than really like 8:30. Once I went up to like 9 p.m. and that was a mistake. But yeah, it's mostly been like 8:30 ish. See what time it is now. Yeah, so I'm still making good time. And that was also one of the reasons why I stopped doing topics was because like my day ones weren't here anymore to like really, you know,
This is Captain James Kirk of USS Enterprise.
to really
Begin 30-second countdown.
lock in with me and like discuss those topics. So I just stopped doing topics, and I had almost stopped doing the live streams altogether. Then I was just like, I'm gonna do them, but I'm not gonna like try to put too much effort into something if a lot of people aren't showing up. Like I literally just to prove a point did a whole weekend where I streamed and did nothing, didn't say anything. I just literally just sat there, watched TV, ate food, and took a nap. Like and streamed for like 6, 7 hours.
From 5 to 0, no command in the universe can prevent the computer from fulfilling its destruct orders. You can use your will to drag this ship to Cheryl, but I command the computer. Mine.
I love these July showers though. More rain, more rain, more rain. I'll say it in the Philippines. They hate rain so much.
This is Captain James Kirk of USS
Uh
Enterprise.
oh. Did that just glow up?
Code 123, continuity. Abort destruct order. Repeat. Code 123, continuity. Abort destruct order. Mr. Spock, is this ship headed for Arianas?
Negative, Captain. The Enterprise is now moving on a circular course.
And at warp 10, we're going nowhere mighty fast. I warned you of his treachery. Kill him!
We're waiting for you to fulfill your commitment, Commissioner. Captain, I am happy to have you complete your mission of mercy to the planet Arianas. It was madness to interfere with such a worthwhile endeavor, but if you will, upon completion, please take me and my traitorous captive to Sharon. I make no deals for control of this ship, sir.
I low key want some chocolate chip cookies. Like the Pillsbury or the Nabisco ones. Right out of the oven. Those would be good right now. Or there's these dollar store chocolate chip cookies that are really good. Actually, I found them at Wise, like the dollar store cookies and the dollar store candy. They actually have those at Wise. A lot, it's just, a lot of stuff you can find in the dollar store. You can find in the supermarket as well. All right. Well, let me look at something here. I can't believe they still doing Walking Dead spinoffs, and with Negan and what's her name. That, that's just crazy. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Is Tulsa King coming back for another season? I need some more Tulsa King. I like that show. I just started binge watching it like 5 months ago, and now I'm hooked. Popular movies. I want, do I want to see Project Hail Mary? Mm, maybe. Mortal Kombat 2 was good. Not great. It was good. Better than the first one. I don't even want to see Mandalorian and Grogu even for free. It just, ugh, it's just kind of whack. Mm. Oh yeah, the Furious. I bet you that's on. I bet you. Yeah. Because I do want to see the Furious. Not gonna watch it right now because I'm on here and don't want to get copyrighted. Yeah, I want to see that. I should have saw that in the movies. I had to watch this when I'm off off camera. Can't watch this on camera because I'm gonna get copyrighted. I want to watch my Miami Vice, but can't watch it on here either. I'll wait till I'm off camera. It's only you can comment and replay stuff on YouTube, but not from other platforms. Oops. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt used to be a shit. HBO was really doing this thing in the 90s. Yeah, the fact they're not doing something big for the 60th anniversary is wild. Like they are definitely fumbling the ball here to not give a huge thing for 60 years of Star Trek. Like, what is Paramount doing? Why are they letting this guy who obviously either doesn't understand or doesn't like Star Wars run the whole show? Like, oh yeah, I might want to watch this.
Seriously, Paul. You gotta see it through Gina's eyes. I mean, you're going.
So I'm doing a little house cleaning with my list of my watch list on Tubi.
Two men, passionate actors, closest of friends.
Battle stations. Battle stations. All crew, man your battle stations.
Just a little house cleaning.
Tis not a lie.
See if I can watch Miami Vice while I'm doing this. I mean, I can, but the video will get demonetized.
Steve Austin.
Spooky season's coming up soon, so I'm gonna be watching a lot of these little Asian horror films from Japan and Indonesia. So they're really the only horror movies I like nowadays are the ones from overseas.
Evidence of Christianity in the world.
Terrifier 3. I was supposed to watch that last year. I'm gonna watch that this year for spooky season.
To a 7-year-old kid, the pictures were something to aspire to.
I come from this musical family. My mother was a piano teacher, and I thought.
Soon to compete are some very dazzling science fiction films.
Yeah, Michael Douglas does look like his father, Kirk Douglas. Those are some strong genes right there. Shoot, my Tubi watch list is almost as long as my Netflix watch list.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'd come back. I never thought you would.
Oh yeah, I don't watch next one. I like Demolition Man, Splash. No, we don't watch Splash. Then Demolition Man.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's car.
And Stripes.
Okay, let's go. 5 good ones. That Marine pusher. Oh, simple.
Yeah, my brother was in a motorcycle accident. Needed a kidney.
Hey. First annual Golden State Comic Con gets underway this weekend at the U.S. Grand Hotel. Artist Shel Dorf says he hopes to make Somebody seen a ghost?
Alright, that's good. Alright. So we got is judo better than Muay Thai clinch? Oh, Muay Thai clinch. I was about to say Muay better than Muay Thai. I was like, come on, bro. That's I took judo as a kid. That shit didn't help me one bit in the fight.
Ready to clean up your kid's room? Vinted to the rescue.
Like
Sounds
pure
like
grappling
your
arts need to be paired with some
earn
sort
some
of
extra money
striking
back.
to be
Quick
effective
snap.
for self-defense.
Upload your toy.
Hollywood is in quite the precarious state right now, if you haven't noticed, with studios still scrambling to find out what success actually means in the crazy times that are the 2020s. Haha, someone help us. Yeah, the industry has never felt quite so twitchy and impatient to nix an idea, honestly, and while some cancellations can be seen coming a mile off due to thunderous audience disinterest, others are ultimately far more surprising. I'm Ewan, you're watching What Culture, and here are a whole bunch of film and TV shows that just got cancelled.
Cross your fingers and hope.
First up, the Indiana Jones reboot.
What?
The moment that Indiana Jones
Good.
The Dial of
I didn't know
Destiny
that.
was confirmed to be Harrison Ford's final outing as the iconic adventurer, many began questioning the franchise's future. And last year,
It
word
has
began
no
doing the
future.
rounds that
Disney
was
killed it.
planning an Indiana Jones reboot after letting the series have a brief rest, with some theorizing the reboot announcement could come as soon as Disney's D23 Expo this August. However, and quite mercifully if I'm being honest, this was recently contradicted by producer Kathleen Kennedy, who in an interview after announcing her departure from Lucasfilm flatly confirmed that Disney wasn't actively pursuing a reboot in any form right now. She said that, quote, "I don't think Indy will ever be done, but I don't think anybody is interested right now in exploring it. While an Indiana Jones reboot will almost certainly materialize eventually, it appears that Disney gave an immediate reboot a second thought. Perhaps after, mulling over the dumpster fire that was Dial of Destiny's critical and box office performance. So yeah, Indy will return at some point, annoyingly, but right now he's looking
I won't be
at an
checking it
extended
out.
stay in the museum. Next up, Tom Cruise's SpaceX movie. Oh god. Back in May 2020, it was announced that Tom Cruise would be starring in a film shot in outer space with the collaboration of NASA and SpaceX, with his Edge of Tomorrow collaborator Doug Liman directing. But yeah, this ultra-ambitious film was planned to be shot in the International Space Station, though as of late, word has gone a bit quiet on it, and now we know why. Reports emerged last December that the film has been quietly scrapped, largely due to the political reality that Cruise would need to work alongside President Donald Trump, given that the project required collaboration between NASA and the US federal government. With understandably no desire to work with the Trump administration, Cruise backed out, though this wasn't the only major hurdle to production getting underway. A script also hadn't been completed. There were concerns about the insurance costs of sending Cruise and Lyman into space, and then there was the sheer logistical
Noticeably, Cruise is smart enough not to talk about politics. Now, he may have entered into talking about religion and clinical psychology 20 years ago, making people think he was unhinged since he's a member of the Scientology religion. I was about to say cult. It is a cult, but I'm gonna be nice and say religion.
Marvel's Hawkeye series released in 2021
But he's steered away from politics, which is quite smart. I think most actors would be smart enough to do that.
No-brainer. Even accepting that Jeremy
Or be
Renner
trained to
was
do so.
sidelined for an entire year following his brutal 2023 snowplow incident, by the end of 2025, the murmured second season still haven't made any headway. Though Renner initially revealed that he turned down Hawkeye Season 2 after Disney offered him only half his prior salary to
I remember
return,
that.
they're so cheap, last September he again indicated his willingness to come back, albeit presumably only if the numbers actually made sense to him. But
Just let him come back on. Let him come back in Avengers.
Recently, when Wonder Man showrunner Andrew Guest, who was previously a consulting producer on Hawkeye, effectively confirmed that Hawkeye Season 2 wouldn't be happening, saying that despite a game attempt being made to bring it together, the quote, timing didn't work out. While we're almost certain to see Renner and co-star Haley Steinfeld again in either Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, we sadly won't be getting a mini-series follow-up focused on the duo and the adventures of Lucky the Pizza Dog, which, yeah, that's kind of sad. But at least we got Daredevil Born Again Season 2. That one's
It was weird he kept calling it
Next up,
Haley Steinfeld's character a kid. Like, she was grown enough for you to fuck. But they kept having him call her a kid to make it not weird that he's with someone while he's married who could clearly be a mistress.
TV spin-off was aired and
But
swiftly
whatever.
cancelled in 1991. It seemed like Paramount was perfectly content keeping Ferris Bueller a one-off, and that they did until
Yes, keep Ferris Bueller a one-off.
That year, the studio confirmed that a spin-off, Sam and Victor's Day Off, was in development for Paramount Plus, focused on the events of the original movie from the perspective of the titular valets who took Cameron's father's precious 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider, God, that's a mouthful of a car, for a joyride. Now, unsurprisingly, if my reaction wasn't a big enough clue, fans of the original film could not muster much enthusiasm for a spin-off that reeked so thoroughly of desperation, and so few tears were shed when it was confirmed to be cancelled last December following
Didn't even know that was going to be a thing.
merger. Again, nothing of value was lost. Next up, Spider-Woman.
Oh,
In
God.
August 2020, Sony announced that they were teaming with director Olivia Wilde for a new superhero movie, which was later confirmed to be Spider-Woman, with Wilde's regular collaborator Katie Silverman, the person behind Booksmart and Don't Worry Darling,
Yeah, that would have
to
sucked.
pen the script.
It would
The
have
film was
sucked.
set to be an entry into Sony's beleaguered Spider-Man universe,
It would
though
have sucked.
following the release and subsequent flop of Kraven the Hunter, you forgot that one even existed, in December 2024,
Yeah, I've almost forgot about that.
Its critically panned brand of Spidey-adjacent films to focus on other projects like their admittedly okay-looking Spider-Man noir TV show. This left the future of Spider-Woman in doubt until prolific insider Daniel Rickman claimed at the start of this year that it was indeed among the films scrapped by Sony. Rickman did hint that Sony might be up for allowing Spider-Woman to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some capacity, but any prospect of a solo standalone movie is totally dead. Next up, The Last Frontier. The Jason Clarke starring thriller series The Last Frontier aired on Apple TV Plus from October through December of last year, and just 2 weeks after the season concluded, Apple announced it wouldn't be returning for Season 2. The show, which stars Clarke as a US Marshal who fights to protect his remote Alaskan town from violent inmates whose prison transport crash lands nearby, oh my god, that sounds like the premise for a lost John Carpenter movie, was a solid ratings hit for Apple, ranking only behind their biggest success of 2025 in terms of numbers, which was, of course, Pluribus. No reason has been
Haven't
given
heard of
for
it.
the cancellation, though one might speculate that Apple was disappointed with the rather lukewarm at best critical and audience response to the show. Even with ratings being king, Apple clearly wants to be known as a platform for prestige and the finer things, award-winning content like Pluribus, and so that may well have coloured their decision not to renew The Last Frontier. It's a huge shame, as that premise was a huge doozy, and also Jason Clarke, really underrated actor. I need to see him in more things. Next up, Nobody 3. The original Nobody was a modest surprise at the box office, with the Bob Odenkirk-led action thriller.
There was a Nobody too?
$57.5 million.
I remember Nobody, I never saw it, but I remember there was a part 2.
Combined with strong streaming
That's a part 3.
led to a sequel get a green light. Nobody 2 was released back in August, at which point Odenkirk outlined his desire to make 2 additional sequels, but no. Any plans for a wider Nobody saga were put on ice after Nobody 2 underperformed at the box office, with the sequel grossing a disappointing $41 million, despite receiving solid enough reviews. Beyond the expectation from studios that sequels make more money.
I'll tell you right now, content creators need the new stars. People are rejecting Hollywood. We even see it. We're seeing content creators go into Hollywood. We see them getting TV deals. Or well, not TV deals. Deals with streaming services. Like some of your favorite YouTubers are now on Hulu and on Tubi.
Well, they just don't stack up. On the way, Mayor of
It's not.
Kingstown. In an era where so many TV shows starring A-list talent,
People willing to be genuine about their lives or to give like entertaining content are going to become the new Hollywood stars.
For a 5th season at the start of 2026,
And a lot of Hollywood actors are being low-key resentful about it.
With the final season also being shortened from 10 episodes to 8. No official reason has been given for the series cancellation at the time of recording, but Deadline reported that while the show's ratings have ticked upwards since its first season, it simply wasn't one of creator Taylor Sheridan's bigger hits, ultimately falling behind the more popular likes of Landman and Tulsa King. With Mayor of Kingstown being an expensive show to produce, the numbers presumably didn't shake out for Paramount to bankroll more episodes, but hey, at least they've given Sheridan the runway to figure out how to wrap things up in a satisfying manner. On the way, Star Trek 4.
Yeah, we've been on that wasn't going to happen. They've been talking about that.
Absolutely, like, dog when it gets.
They've been talking about that for like 11 years.
And indeed, Paramount has spent the better part of a decade trying to get a 4th entry of the J.J. Abrams produced Star Trek movies into production. A big part of the problem is that the 3rd film, Star Trek Beyond, which was my favorite of that trilogy, was a box office disappointment.
That was your favorite? That shit was trash.
Million against a hefty $180 budget. This was far lower than the $467.4
This dude
million
had trash
Darkness,
opinions.
and even less than 2009 Star Trek.
Star Trek Beyond was his favorite?
$0.7 million. Paramount, to be fair to them, they gave it the old college try, hoping to make a fourth film with a reduced budget, but after numerous attached directors and drafted scripts, one of which was the whole Tarantino saga thing, the plug was finally pulled back in November, with the Paramount and Skydance merger apparently being the straw that broke the camel's back. At this point, a Trek reboot was instead announced, with Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, the guys behind Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, now set to write and direct. It's an outcome considering the generally rock-solid quality of the 3 Abrams-produced Trek films, but also way too much time had passed at this point for Star Trek 4 to ever be a hit with audiences. Next up, The Abandons. The Abandons is a new Netflix-produced Western drama series from the S.H.I.E.L.D. and Sons of Anarchy creator Kurt Sutter, led by the innately compelling Lena Headey and Gillian Anderson. But in late January, just 6 weeks after The Abandons was released, Netflix confirmed that it wouldn't be returning for Season 2. Because Netflix publishes their own weekly top 10, we can see that the show spent just 2 weeks in the charts before sliding off, suggesting it just didn't have the staying power necessary for a show of this budget level to continue.
Back to school is back, and with Walmart's must-haves, you can check off everything on their list.
Even a Huntrix backpack?
You tell me. With a fit this sharp, they could cut the lunch line.
All that?
All at Walmart prices? Oh, no.
Knowledge is power.
I choose new clinical enamel strength because there's clinical evidence to support that it does strengthen the enamel.
Michelob Ultra Zero. When trends keep hitting the same note, it takes a bold move
to continue. And beyond that, it probably didn't help that the show had serious behind-the-scenes creative issues, with showrunner Sutter quitting a few weeks before shooting wrapped, reportedly due to a fallout with Netflix after they viewed rough cuts of the first few episodes. And, of course, there's also the fact that The Abandons was poorly received by critics on top of an utterly indifferent audience response, only further sealing its fate. On the way, Blade. You know what they say? Some movie studios always keep trying to ice skate uphill or something to that effect. The Marvel Cinematic Universe's Blade reboot was first announced at 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, where Mahershala Ali was also revealed to be playing the Daywalker, though almost 7 years later, this thing still hasn't come out. Since the announcement, the project has cycled through numerous writers and directors, with reports emerging that the creatives have struggled to crack the script, all while Ali has grown understandably frustrated with the whole long-ass wait of it all. And though rumours have swirled for a while that the project might get cancelled, reliable industry insider Jeff Snyder stated earlier this year that Blade is indeed dead, and the character will instead be introduced in a Midnight Suns movie. Really dumb they couldn't get Blade to work, but Midnight Suns? That's a cool idea for a movie. You got a bit of Ghost Rider in there, maybe a little bit of Doctor Strange, maybe a little bit of Moon Knight, a little bit of Punisher, a little bit of, obviously, Blade too. I don't think I said Blade already, did I? But yeah, supernatural, Marvel stuff, big fan. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's get this show on the road. Either way, if a project as seemingly straightforward as Blade can't come together after so much time, then maybe it's the best that it didn't
Since
happen.
2021.
As such, it's looking like we'll be waiting around
5 years ago.
a full decade to see Ali make his proper MCU debut as the character, which is, like, ridiculous. It's so
No,
dumb.
what was it?
What has Marvel
2019?
been doing for the past
No,
10
it was
years?
2019, not
It's just silly.
2021.
Next up, The
Damn, that was a long
Talisman.
time ago.
A feature-length adaptation of Stephen
Yeah, that was
King and
2019.
Peter Straub's 1984 fantasy novel The Talisman
So it's
has
been
been in
7
some stage
years.
of development for literally
Fuck.
decades. And in 2021, it was announced that a Netflix TV show was in the works from Stranger Things creators Matt and Ross Duffer. The novel revolves around a 12-year-old boy called Jack Sawyer who sets out in pursuit of a magical talisman which can apparently save his dying mother. It sure sounds like material that the Duffers could knock out of the park, but the duo confirmed back in December that the series was no longer going ahead. The Duffers lamented that they wouldn't be the ones to quote-unquote break the curse and finally get the talisman made, and while they did not elaborate on the reason why, it's likely due to the duo ending their partnership with Netflix and inking an exclusive 4-year deal with Paramount to produce movies, TV, and other streaming projects. Hopefully the talisman will get made by someone someday, but if the Duffers of all people couldn't get it over the line, then what hope does anyone else have? Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is a comic book miniseries released between 2020 and 2022. It opens, and it takes place in an alternative universe where a turtle, I won't spoil who, is the sole survivor and seeks revenge for the death of his brothers against the Shredder's grandson. The series was widely acclaimed for its darker tone, and so many were excited when Paramount announced that an R-rated live-action film adaptation was in development in April 2024. The script was set to be written by Tyler Burton Smith of Boy Kills World, and most enticingly, up-and-coming action filmmaker Ilyana Schuler, Hardcore Henry and Nobody, was in talks to direct. But sadly, last November, word got out that The Last Ronin had been put on hold, in large part due to the Paramount-Skydance merger, with the new regime being reluctant to bankroll a bloody live-action Turtles film, which, yeah, I kinda get why. Instead, they reportedly want to Sonicify the IP as a big, broad, family-friendly tentpole franchise, with a new live-action Turtles film being slated to release in 2028. Though The Last Ronin hasn't been formally scrapped yet, the development stopped, and the obviously risk-averse nature of the current paradigm at Paramount, there's virtually no chance it gets made now or ever. Next up, a new Red Dwarf TV special. The last episode of beloved British sci-fi sitcom Red Dwarf was the feature-length TV special Red Dwarf: The Promised Land, which was released back in April 2020. This marks the longest period without any new Red Dwarf content since the series was revived with 2009's Back to Earth specials. And
So I'm going to end the stream either by the next commercial or by the end of this video, whichever comes first.
To be in the works. However, last September,
and I'm probably going to grab a
revealed that the special
small snack
because network
and settle in for the night.
Away from commissioning scripted comedy shows. Bummer. The script, which Naylor had already written 2/3 of, would have seen Lister travel back through time to prevent his younger self from going into stasis, all while Rimmer races to stop him. Though Naylor hopes that another network might pick up the special, if it doesn't happen, he plans to adapt it into a novel, which is a pretty fun solution all around. Considering Red Dwarf's lineage in British pop culture, it's kind of frankly absurd that a streaming service hasn't pounced on the chance to rescue this one.
I don't care about British
on the way,
pop culture.
An unnamed 2027 MCU movie. Ooh, interesting. Late last year, Disney announced that The Simpsons Movie 2 would be releasing in 2027, and at the very same time, pulled an unspecified MCU movie from their schedule. But yeah, as for that unnamed MCU movie, whatever it was, it had been slated to release on July 23rd, 2027, following on from 3 other unnamed MCU movies being pulled last year, with dates initially set for February 13th and November 6th of this year, and another for November 7th, 2027. Sources have stated that the most recent cancellation was not the aforementioned Blade film, but beyond that, fans have been left to speculate on the next project. Shang-Chi 2, maybe? I don't know. Either way, its cancellation means there will be a year-long gap between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars without any other MCU movies thrown in between. Given that Marvel Studios has
you don't want a gay Blade film because they were going to make the character gay and a single father and have his daughter largely take over the reins. Nobody wanted to see that.
Be the best.
Nobody wants to see Shang-Chi 2. The first movie wasn't that great. Like, the first part of the movie, yes, then the rest of it was just bad.
Way too big to fail. Considering the phenomenal success of not only the main show, which was recently renewed for a 24th
Nobody wants to see Young Avengers.
But also the glut of hit spin-offs. But in a surprise announcement, back in December, Paramount confirmed that the most recent spin-off, NCIS Tony and Ziva, would not be returning for a second season. The spin-off, centered around NCIS characters Anthony Donoso, played by Michael Weatherly, and Ziva David, played by Cote Pablo, was canned less than 2 months after its first season had wrapped up. Though no formal reason has been given for the show's cancellation, its fast viewership decline is most likely to blame.
Yes,
Some
no
fans
one's watching that
suggesting
shit under the
Paramount
age of
simply waited
50.
way too long to produce a
No
spin-off
one's
that
watching
might
these.
have been a hit,
I'm,
probably like
I'm
a
being
decade
nice.
ago.
No one's
If
watching
the
these.
Weatherly and
These.
Pablo left the
No one's
flagship
watching.
NCIS series. Legacy follow-ups are all the rage right now, but
No one's watching
sometimes the audience appetite
regular
just isn't
TV
there.
anymore. Who's
Next
under
up,
the age of 60?
Greenland 3.
No one under
While
the age
doing
of 60 is watching
prep
regular
rounds for the
TV
recently
anymore.
released Greenland 2 Migration, director Rick Roman Varr talked up plans for a threequel
I'll
to
say-
close the disaster movie trilogy out. Also, spoilers ahead here for
I'll be
Greenland
nice.
2
I'll say under the
Migration
age
if you're
of
deeply invested in the lore of
55.
Gerard Butler movies, so if you haven't seen it, skip ahead very quickly.
Basically,
okay, so
only,
let's get into it.
which is
Even
to say,
though
only
the
boomers in
second
the
film
silent
ends
generation are
with the
watching
death of
regular
Gerard
TV
Butler's
anymore
protagonist,
because
John
they don't know how to
Garrity,
work
while considered a
streaming
film
services.
focused on his and Allison's son Nathan, possibly even set in the far future when he has his own kids. However, all talk of Greenland 3 was obliterated overnight once the second film's box office numbers came in, given that it opened to just $8.5 million in the US and has barely cracked $20 million worldwide at the time of recording. A big part of the problem here is that Greenland 2 cost a whopping $90 million, almost triple the original's $35 million budget, and while it'll likely perform well on streaming as the first film did, the steep price tag makes it near impossible for the sequel to turn a profit given its lackluster theatrical performance. And so, with all that waffle being said, it's safe to say that
Like
Greenland
NCIS, no one cares about that shit unless you're a boomer.
On the
Like
tier
the
of Jerry
oldest
Buss
Gen Xers are what?
Next up, the revelations of Becca Paulson. The Talisman, sadly, isn't the only Stephen King project recently put on the chopping block, which, yeah, sorry about that, King heads, you're in for a rough moment in a minute. In 2020, the CW announced plans to adapt King's 1984 short story, The Revelations of Becca Paulson, into a drama series called Revelations. The
oldest Gen Xer is 61.
Becca, a woman who accidentally shoots herself in the head while spring cleaning. This was brain
I
damage
believe.
causing her to hallucinate the Jesus picture.
So yeah, so I'm gonna adjust it back up to 60. Like no one under the age of 60 is watching regular TV anymore.
The story has been previously adapted into an episode of Hit
Which is
Sci-Fi
oldest
comedy
Gen
series
Xers.
The Outer
60
Limits,
and 61 are the oldest Gen
where
Xers.
Clara played the role of Becca. This new take was to be developed by
The youngest Gen Xers, because we're all in our middle years now. The youngest Gen Xers, born 1980, are 46.
At the start of this year. The primary reason cited for
And
why
like I
it's
said,
cancelled was said to be the CW's recent change in ownership.
only the
and
oldest
subscription
Gen Xers are
away
still
from
watching
strict
regular
entertainment
TV.
towards cheaper reality TV.
Which would be like
On the
60,
way,
61.
Ballerina 2.
I don't
John
think
Wick's
anyone under
spin-off
60 is
Ballerina
watching
was
regular
released
TV.
last summer and marked an attempt to expand the action franchise away from Keanu Reeves as protagonist, especially considering both the ending of
No one wants to
John
see a
Wick
battle
Chapter
2. No
and
one
the,
cared about Ballerina the first one.
precarious state of 61-year-old Keanu Reeves' knees. Though the film had a majorly contentious production, with mainline John Wick filmmaker Chad Stahelski even being brought in to oversee reshoots, it wasn't quite the disaster many were expecting, ultimately releasing to broadly positive, if hardly glowing, reviews. Yet, even with the marketing focusing on Reeves' small supporting role in the film, Ballerina had a much tougher time at the box office, where it grossed a disappointing $137.2 million against a hefty $90 million budget. For context, this made it the second lowest grossing film of the series, behind only the original John Wick, which with a mere $30 million budget needed to make far less money to turn a profit. Lionsgate has generally been quite quick off the mark to greenlight John Wick sequels, so considering that more than 6 months have passed since Ballerina's release, it's fair to say that a sequel won't be happening, with the studio instead hoping that Reeves' knees might be up for a 5th installment of the main John Wick franchise. Next up, Holes. At the start of 2025, Disney announced that they were developing a gender-swap reboot of Holes, the much-loved young adult novel from Lewis Satcher. The pilot
Why?
episode was set to be
I don't even
directed
know what
by
Holes is, but
WandaVision
why
and
gender swap
Avid
characters
creator
unnecessarily?
J.A.C, with Shea Rudolph starring as a new female protagonist alongside Greg Kinnear and A.D. Bryant. However, last December, Disney announced that they would not be moving forward with a full series, seeming to suggest that the pilot didn't quite turn out as well as they'd hoped. Opinions
don't
over the
say.
cancellation have been wildly mixed online. Some lament think that this reimagining will never see the light of day, all while others surmise that the hit 2003 Shia LaBeouf starring film has aged exceptionally well and already did a pretty fantastic job of adapting the novel. While it's highly likely that someone will take another crack at Holes sometime down the line, this particular take is well and truly dead and buried.
Ain't no harm in wandering.
Oh, that's it for me, guys. I'm out. Peace.